Hi all, hope all are doing well. Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about load balancing using API gateway and registry. Generally, in this application, I used Netflix Eureka server. Okay, as a service registry. Okay, we will discuss all the points related to these API gateway and Eureka server in this lecture. Okay, okay, suppose I have an application. I have one big application. Let's take, okay, I have one application. Okay, this is my microservice application. Microservices application, main application. Okay, in this, it's a main application. Okay, then I have it's a backend. Assume it is a backend. I have one client. I have I have a client. Okay, I have one client. I have one client. Okay, I have one client. I have one main application. In this application, now I'm building a simple application with only two services. Okay, with two services. Service A, let assume it is a service A. Okay, it's a service A, then I have service B. Okay, suppose assume I have service A. This is my service A. Then I have service B. Okay, I have service A and service B. Now, what is our main agenda? Our main agenda is to balance the load. Balance the load and implementing Eureka server. We will see what is the need of Eureka server. Okay, our main agenda is to balance the load. Why we need to balance the load? Okay, I have a main application, right? So when client sending request to the my application, okay, when client sends a request to the my application, I may receive it. Suppose I have these are the instances. My main application, service A and service B. When he sends a request to the service A, or when he send a request to the application, okay, application, it will go to the service A or service B. Okay, service A or it will go to the service B based. Okay, it will go to the service A or it will go to the service B based on the request he sent. If he sent request related to the that I wrote in the service A, it will go to the service A or it will go to the service B based on the dispatcher servlet that maps to the controllers. Okay, let assume Let assume I have what we say, it has A is running service A is running in a single server. Okay, let assume service A is running in single server. Service A is running in single server. Service B is running in another single server. Now, when client hitting the URL continuously, or some random users are, yeah, if some random users are using my application, the service A, if we hit the controller related to the service A, the service A is running on one instance. Okay, one instance. Then the service B is running in another instance. Okay, what if the service A receives heavy request? Okay, suppose if one user is using the application, it's fine. What if 100,000, 10,000 people are using my application at the same time? Okay, this may cause this service, uh, what this makes the server heavy load. Okay, the server may crash, the server may went down. Okay, when so many people are using my application, if you observe in real time also, when some IPL final is going on, sometimes when results are checking, okay, so multiple users will run the application, right? So the server may go down. Okay, to run our service A, to run our service A in servers, different servers, okay, in different instances, we call instances, okay, in different instances, we use load balancer, okay, we use load balancer through API gateway. We have an API gateway. Okay, we have one API gateway here. Okay, let us assume it is a API gateway. API gateway. API gateway. Okay, for every request the user sends, first it will hit the API gateway. Then from API gateway, we use some predicates. We route our request. We route the user request to the particular services. Okay, particular server. How it will select the servers? Okay, it generally it won't select the particular server. Okay, it won't select the particular server. It select in a sequence order, like suppose if we received any request. Okay, if we received any request, first it will select the first server. Okay, these are the servers, right? Servers. Okay, servers are instances. Mhm. Servers. instances instances are servers. Okay, instances are servers. If we receive, okay, it will go in a order: server 2, server 3, server 4. Okay, it will go in a sequence order. For first for first request, it will go to the server 1. Then for second request, it will go to the second server. For third request, it will go to the third server. For fourth request, it will go to the fourth servers. Like that, i- our API gateway routes our request to different servers. Okay, let's check first. Before that, okay, before checking the code for the API gateway, how this API gateway finds this service A and service B. Okay, how this API gateway we'll discuss. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we will see how this API gateway. I'm not able to know this. Okay, how this API gateway will move this service A and service B. Okay, let's see. I have one Eureka server. Let's have I have one I have one Eureka server here. It will, okay, this name is Eureka server. Eureka server. Eureka server are registered. It is like a book. Assume it is like a register book. Okay, I have a Eureka server here. Okay, here also I have so many instances. Okay, when how we will configure, like Eureka server is a register book. Okay, when we are building the application, we register our each service in a register book. How we register, I will show the code. Suppose I have one service called, I have one service, demo service A. Okay, if you see the application dot properties, okay, we use it Eureka client and we register with the Eureka here. Assume it is an instance that running in the cloud. Okay, I have an instance Eureka server instance here. Okay, I have an Eureka server. uh, we register into that Eureka server each service. I have demo service A. It's a one of it is one, assume it is one Spring Boot application. I'm registering that. I'm registering my port and my mission name in the Eureka register book. Okay, what we are doing, we are registering. Okay, we are registering. Okay, we are registering our services. We are registering. We are registering our services to the. We are registering our services in the register book. Okay, it has like, if we register like that, it will map our application name. Okay, it will map our application name to our port, to our instance. instances. Sorry, I have less practice on this. I have less practice on this. Okay. Mm, Service A. It is mapped to the in which it store like in which port or in which instance it is running. Okay. In which instances. It will map with in which instances it's running. Instances. Okay. Like that, we will register all our uh, applications. Okay. Like that, we will register all our applications. Service B. Okay. Service B. Okay. Like that, we register our API gateway. Okay. In same way. So when an URL, okay, when user hits a URL, it will come to the API gateway. Then in the API gateway, we map those URLs in a manner like we'll see in a manner. Where is my API gateway? Eureka server. It is my API gateway. See, we are saying for API gateway we need cloud gateway routes. Okay, I have two services, demo service A, demo service B. These are the application names. We use LB to balance the load. Okay, it will select the servers in a sequence order. Okay, like this in a order. Uh, we mentioned predicates like if we get any URL. Okay, if we get any URL, what that servlet will do? If we get any request that matches with the any URI in the demo service B. Suppose in my demo service B, I have an hello service. Okay, I have an hello service. If you get any request with the hello service to the API gateway, okay, first it will come to here. If you get any request to my API gateway, then forward this request to the this URI demo service B. Okay, it's like when you request any when you request when you get any request to the API gateway, this will this will forward our request. Okay, this will forward our request to the API gateway. This will forward our request. It is selecting here. Okay, let's leave it. Mm, why? Let's take why that is selecting. Okay, you write it here. This will forward our request what's happening. You'll select a letter and you're using font. Sorry. Okay, and you get a request. I don't know why it is not selecting. And you get a request. And you get a request. This will forward to the this will API gateway will search particular request in the service A or service B. Okay, based on our mapping, based on our mapping, this will forward. Okay, first when user hits an URL, any user hit an URL, first we receive a request to the API gateway. Then in API gateway we map our URL. We map our URL based on the request we received. Okay, we map based on the URL we are forwarding to the services. So it will come to the services and search for the particular controller. Okay, get mapping or post mapping, based on that it will find out and run in particular instances. Okay, that's how we are balancing our load. Okay, if service A is if service A is down, okay, if service A in the instance 1, uh, if first request went to, if first request go to the instance 1, then the next sequence of request will go in a sequence order, like for next request will go for uh, instance 2, then next request will go for instance 3, like that. Okay, then this is how we are routing our request from API gateway to the Eureka server registry, using Eureka server registry. Okay, using Eureka server registry, we are routing our requests. Why? Okay, this is how we are routing from API gateway in Eureka server. We have all services and instances. Okay, when user hits an URL to the API gateway, this will uh, forward a request to the particular instances based on the in which service, if the URL presents. Okay, we'll go to that service and run on the servers based on this order. Okay, okay, this is how we balance the load using Eureka servers and API gateway. Any other things we need to discuss here? Do you have any other things? Mm, application. Then service A, service B, predicates. Okay, this strip prefix. Okay, this strip prefix is used to remove this one. Okay, it will remove this one and map the remaining URL. Okay, like suppose if an user enters the request, if an user enters the request, like okay, if an user enters any request like http colon forward slash com dot okay, com dot my com forward slash mm, API forward slash greet. Okay, if greet is present, if greet is present in this inst, if greet is if greet is present in this instance, ఇక్కడ ఉందనుకో, if greet is present in this instance, it will forward in a way like okay, it will forward a request, then okay, it will find out the greet and remove this API, then search remaining URL in the instances, okay, in the browser, in the instances. So then from instances the response will go to the API gateway and API gateway will give the response back. Okay, it will respond back to the user. Okay, it will give response back to the user. Okay. mm, okay, that's all. I hope you understand this. mm, I think that's all to discuss. I hope you understand how we are balancing the load in each servers. Okay, also in API gateway, we can in API gateway we can use Redis, Redis to rate limiter, Redis for rate limiter, rate limiter, request rate limiter. Okay, we use Redis for rate limiter. Like we can configure, we can also we can configure Redis for request rate limiter like replenish rate and burst capacity. Okay, if user continuously clicking from his particular API or particular IP address from particular IP address, okay, from particular IP address, from IP address, we call it as key resolver. Okay, we call it as key resolver. Okay, from particular IP address, if we continuously clicking the URLs, so we can limit for particular uh, for up to particular limit. Suppose if he exits a 10 requests per a second, okay, we can show that request limit reached. Okay, we can show like a request limit reached. We write a redis like we need we write a redis like replenish rate, we call it as replenish rate and burst capacity. Okay, replenish rate and burst capacity, we call replenish rate and burst capacity to limit the request, to to limit the to limit the requests. Okay. Okay, I have not configured in my API gateway. If I config, I think I have not configured this. I have not configured in my API gateway. If you if you want, you can limit with the help of these. Uh, okay, that's all. Sends a request API gateway to service discovery. We are mapping service discovery. Each service registers. Okay, each service will register. Okay, we'll change the color. Each service will register in the service discovery. Okay, in a service discovery, then API gateway find out particular instances based on the URL. Then it will run on the instances. Okay, it will run on these instances. Uh, these instances. These are instances of these. Okay, these are instances of this one. Service B. I can write like these are the instances of service B. Okay, okay, that's all. That's about the load balancing API gateway and registry. You can explore the dependencies that we need to implement this API gateway and Eureka server in our applications. Okay, this is about our today's discussion. Okay, that's all. That's all for today. Thank you all. Let me take screenshot.